You now hopefully have a better idea of the drive, the initiation, the methods and the values of the network we are launching tonight. To address the question of the evening, which was how do we effect change, we first tried to unpack it. We found 4 key aspects needed to effect change. The first one is understanding our current situation. The second one is unlearning our powerlessness. The third, organizing in our local and Dutch context. And the fourth one is transforming this hope into action. Our fantastic panel of guest speakers tonight will take us through the steps, through their own work and perspectives, and we're really thankful that you accepted our invitation to be here tonight with us. We're excited to be learning from your experience, and we will start directly with Javier Arpa Fernández. Javier is an academic in architecture and urbanism, as well as an author, curator, and researcher. He is currently pursuing a PhD at RMIT University in Melbourne with the title Building Audiences, Research, Communicate, Act. And he's head of the Building Audiences group at the Department of Architecture at TU Delft, aimed at making design knowledge accessible to broader audiences. Javier curates BK Public Programs and is columnist at Domus magazine. He has launched educational programs at numerous universities worldwide and organized international exhibitions and events addressing issues of climate crisis, biodiversity loss, and social inequality. Javier, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, first of all, I would like to really welcome ACAN NL to the world. So I think that what you are doing is amazing. We need more like this. So again, thank you and congratulations. Please keep doing this. We really need this. I was telling some of you earlier that we need to bring this conversation to the university. I think that we really need to talk to our students about the capacity that as citizens we have to affect change, like you mentioned. Anyway, I've been given 10 minutes, so I really have to, and I have a lot of slides, but that's my style, and I'm a clicker king, so no, don't worry. So I will be very quick to let everybody speak. Yes. You acknowledge our privilege. I think it's really important that we have the chance and the opportunity to be speaking freely tonight here. There's millions and millions and millions of people who cannot express themselves freely all over the world, who are suffering genocide, who are suffering political oppression by colonialist powers, etc., etc., etc. I think it's really important that we acknowledge that too. We are extremely privileged to have freedom of speech. My parents didn't know it even. So there's something to do about it. Anyway, let's go back to the climate crisis. I never could talk about climate change anymore. I think that when we say change in terms of communication, we tend to give sort of an idea that if it's a climate change, then we can adapt. I don't think we can adapt. I think we need to, you later talked about climate emergency and urgency. I think that's a little bit more accurate. So let's cut to the chase. In 1967, for the first time, we looked back to our planet. Within stable conditions, different climates developed. Different climates led to different species. Over time, different species evolved, resulting in an incredible rich Earth, full of complex systems and beauty, which is what we're seeing all around here. Planet Earth is 4.5 billion years old. 200,000 years ago, humans first appeared. If you condense the Earth lifespan in 24 hours, then we have been here for 3 seconds. We migrated, we densified, we also found complex systems, and with them, we started influencing the natural world. We built vast networks, and started mining our planet's richness to power them. In less than 300 years, we changed the global temperatures. In less than 100 years, we changed the balance of our oceans. In less than 50 years, we altered the very composition of the air we breathe. With alteration came annihilation of entire areas. We polluted the land as well as the oceans. And with all of the above, we began to lose richness and beauty. And we could lose more. We are still warming up the planet. We're still using more and more land for agriculture. We're still using more and more energy. We are driving up carbon emissions. We're still producing more and more waste. We're still demanding more and more of the Earth's water supply. We're still making more and more noise. We're still making sea level rise. We're losing forests, we're losing species, and we're losing beauty. 3 seconds are gone. So the question is, what is that we're going to do in the 4th second? What's next? So throughout lots of studios and research that I have done at the TU Delft, as some of you very well know, let's seek for a design-related exploration of a state of symbiosis with the natural world. No? There are urgencies that you already know very well about them, and we need to act. We need to move from the discrepancy and to try to find some balance. In order to find some balance, we need to act, and this is what you are trying to do at ACAN. Let's act. Let's do something. As during the presentation was already mentioned, I finally made up a group within the Faculty of Architecture of Delft, which is called Building Audiences. Because what I really think is that all of us here, we agree that the climate emergency is a fact, that it's happening, that we are in it. But my impression is that outside of the academy, the publics, society, populations, are not really that convinced about that. So how do we actually bridge the gap between what we all agree on? I think we are all here because we all understand that the climate crisis is happening, but outside, many populations don't think so. And I am a little bit kind of tired of this kind of us versus them dichotomy, no? How do we bridge the gap between us and them? And this is what the Building Audiences group is going to try to do at the Faculty of Architecture, no? So there are many other emergencies that really impact people that have to do with the building construction industry, which is the housing crisis in the Netherlands, as well as many other countries in the European Union, as well as everywhere in the world. No? How do we live together in places like this? But in the Netherlands, it's quite a crisis, and then this is something that I have been researching about. No? And then this is something that I would like you also, as architects, to think about the housing crisis, which here in the Netherlands is really pressing, as I said. But I think it's something that we as architects don't think about enough. No. Anyway, so I'm not gonna read all of this. You can read it because you also know what the emergency is. No? But in what situation are we? And in the Netherlands, I'm going now, not from the planet, but going into the Netherlands. And in the Netherlands, we find this author, Kenneth Frampton. You all should know it. Sorry, I'm talking to you like students. No, sorry. So you all should know Kenneth Frampton, who in his latest issue or latest edition of the Modern Architecture book that you all have read, he wrote this about us, about the Netherlands. The Netherlands has been omitted because of this edition, because the country's pioneering architectural tradition does not seem to have survived the neoliberal destruction of the hitherto long-standing socialist traditions. This is what we have. This context surrounding us. No? So, and this is something that I want to talk about to our students, because the experimentation and the wonderful things that we're producing in this country, architecturally speaking, urban design speaking, don't happen anymore because of something which maybe escapes the architectural discipline, which is the neoliberal culture that has been installed here in the, I would say, like longer than 10 years ago. Mr. Rutte, has been surviving for many years until now. But well, we all know that we can organize ourselves, we can try to act, be activists, etc. You probably, I don't know if you have been part of this, I have. And then this is a very long tradition, how to organize ourselves, what is it that we do, how do we trigger change, etc. This is what you are trying to do here tonight. But it's a long story of trying to act and do things. So anyway, we're in the middle of growing concerns. In the middle of growing concerns, shifting publics, evolving urban agendas, and this is where we are now. I think that there's no action that can actually walk if we don't think of a bigger context. Today, I just heard you talking about the profession, about us, but there's no action that will work, I believe, if we don't also try to look at the bigger picture. The bigger picture is where we are. No, I'm not going further because it's a very much of a European or worldwide situation. You know, so last November, this party won the election, and I was shocked. I don't know about you, but I was really shocked that 25% of the people of the society in which I live are voting for this. And then you just simply try to look at what this is about, and then it says that break down the election manifesto, including the freeze on asylum, a referendum on the European Union membership, and more oil and gas extraction, which is actually worrying you very much. So you are starting a group here about being activists, about what is it that our profession can do in the middle of this context. And this is our new government who released all these measures on Friday, last Friday, who yesterday, or was the day before yesterday, in Princess that released also the new budget. And this is where we are, and this is where you are going to be fighting. I don't know, that's up to you. But this is the context in which we are. When they won the election, I was very quickly, I did the following thing in one night, which is, okay, let's look at the map, all right, of the election. Gray is them, all right? Red is me, blue is money. I'm simplifying enormously just to make this entertaining, okay? This is not that scientific, but then I just pick where are our universities, top universities in the Netherlands. These are the top universities in the Netherlands. And then you put those circles, and then you realize that we universities, I'm talking from a very academic point of view, okay? I'm a professor. And then actually you realize that we live in little ivory red towers, you know, surrounded by all this gray matter, all right? And I think that's something that we should really look at. TU Delft, White sent this email to every one of us that night. It says, at TU Delft, we don't exclude, but we seek to connect. Anyone who is working or studying here is part of our community, regardless of background, ethnicity, nationality, or political affiliation. So remember this, wherever you're from and whoever you voted for, you are and will remain very welcome here. Great, I understand the good intention of the email, but at the same time, I have the impression that we keep building our ivory tower, keep building our fortress, them versus us, them versus us. And this is where I think we need to bridge, is this idea that they are crazy and we're not. If you know of course you understand what I mean, no? So how do we educate the publics? Because the publics are going to end up choosing for those people with bad hair. Those people with bad hair, which are going to end up ruling us. Maybe they are crazy. Maybe Javier Milei is completely a psychopath, right? But a lot of people who voted for Javier Milei in Argentina a few months ago are not psychopaths. They are not. But they have decided to end up voting for somebody who's a psychopath, who's killing completely the idea of collectivity, all right, in a place like this. People who just, let's say, sprayed out the discourse of the narrative of hate, and of course, who deny climate change. So, among other things. So, how do we reach that path? Anyway, I'm going to end because, of course, I only was given 10 minutes, and these are questions that I wonder at the university, and that's why I want to bring you onto the university. What have emerged among academics recently concerning their approach to activism? Can serious academics confine their focus solely to scientific activity? Do elitist peer-reviewed publications influence broader audiences or bring about real change at home? What is the meaning of research and science in the context of policies that are shaped by public opinion and not by academic knowledge? Is there a place for activism in academic research, also in professional lives? Anyway, again, ACAN NL, thank you very much for being here. Welcome to this world.